Val, I didn't know that... Val,
You really think you can have Lucifer's little bitch fight your battles for you?
Val, please, I'm sorry
You bring her here to protect you? To fuck with me?
Stop!
You think she can get you out of work?
No, that's not what I'm trying to do. No!
You know she can't do anything. I own you. Or have you forgotten that?
No.
You're obsessed with me.
Our brand is
What's up, everyone? It's your favorites listed YouTuber jun-chi, and I have finally finished Hazbin Hotel's Season 2 final. And while there were some improvements, there are still a lot of lingering issues that we just cannot ignore. But before we jump into the delicious mess that is this show, go ahead and like, subscribe, and if you didn't know, YouTube has this app called Hype that helps support small creators. So if you enjoy my content, make sure to smash that hype button when you see it. And of course, this review isn't an attack on you if you love the show. I'm criticizing the show, not the fans. Also, please don't harass or send threats to anyone mentioned here. There will be spoilers and mentions of and domestic violence. So if that's not something you want to hear, feel free to click off. Alright, let's get into it. For the 3 people on Earth who've never heard of this show, Hazbin Hotel follows Charlie Morningstar, the Princess of Hell, who wants to solve Hell's overpopulation problem by rehabilitating demons so they can eventually check out to heaven. She builds a hotel, gathers a crew of reluctant sinners, and tries to prove redemption is possible while dealing with angelic threats, rival overlords, and all kinds of hellish chaos. Sounds really cool, right? Too bad we barely see any of it. For a show built entirely around the concept of redemption, it is almost never actually about redemption. After 2 full seasons, only one character, Sir Pentious, gets redeemed. Even that is treated like a gag. The concept is strong, but the execution is like watching a car crash, chaotic, messy, but still kind of entertaining. Season 1 gets some leeway because the crew clearly expected more episodes. Season 2, though, that was their chance to fix things and they really didn't. Charlie Morningstar is interesting and deeply frustrating character at the same time. She genuinely wants to redeem sinners, but she has no real idea what redemption even means, how to achieve it. Her attempts to help often backfire, and the story rarely calls her out. Take episode 4, Masquerade. She tries appealing to Valentin, obviously a horrible idea, and Angel Dust ends up suffering even worse abuse. Charlie apologizes, sure, but the narrative never really holds her accountable. Up until episode 6, where she has this emotional breakdown, where she and Vaggie starts singing out of nowhere, like they just start singing, after Charlie apologizes for stupidly going in the news station and making a fool out of herself. Until season 2, Charlie hadn't successfully redeemed anyone, and again, Pentious barely counts. Charlie is supposed to be optimistic and naive in a charming way, but the show treats her dream like a cute school project instead of something she's serious about. She even bottles up her anger over Vaggie's hidden past so long that she almost loses the cannibals' support. Season 2 gives her 1 decent episode, but otherwise nothing sticks. She doesn't shine the way the main character should. Vaggie has so much potential. She's a fallen angel who refused to participate in exterminations that alone could fuel an entire season of storytelling. But instead, the show reduces her to Charlie's girlfriend. Compared to how Helluva Boss handles Stollis, Vaggie gets crumbs. Episode 3 tries to give her depth with a dude and sudden insecurities, but it feels out of nowhere because she was never properly developed. She does get a sweet moment in season 2 with the easy duet, but overall she's massively underused. Husk is fun. Keith David is iconic. His is a grumpy, alcoholic, gambling-addicted cat demon who works at the Hazbin Hotel. He was originally a powerful hell overlord, but eventually fell into depression and lost his ambition. The show hints at this but doesn't deeply explore it. But other than Husker just shipping fuel and talking with Angel about his feelings during episode 4 and singing Loser Baby, has the only functional staff member, and he's the emotional anchor for some of the characters, but he really doesn't do much. And less said about the toxicity of the ship the better. Now, for Alastor, I get why people love him: quirky personality, great mannerisms, mysterious motives. But up until the final, he honestly felt like a bit of a fraud. Less of a fraud than Lucifer, though. That's its own problem. I get why. Great voice, decent enough design, and a great presence. But for most of the series, he feels like a guy who talks like he has a plan, but actually just vibes ominously in the bacalogram round. The final finally gives him depth and stakes, but it's a long, long road to get there. Up until then has basically Hell's most charismatic piece of set dressing. As for Baxter, he exists somewhere in the bacalogram round, not doing much. The cool concept, understandable motives, decent execution, strong concept, clear motives, solid delivery. Honestly, some of the more consistently written antagonists. Valentino is terrifying, Box is petty in the best way, and Velvet is Velvet. Syrah, Emily, Sir Pentious, they're fine. Even if Pentious' backstory was just okay, they're not terribly written, but I wouldn't call them the greatest written characters of all time. Angel Dust is easily one of the most controversial characters in the show, and the writers feel completely unsure about what direction to take him. His relationship with Valentino swings wildly between serious trauma and Family Guy cutaway gag energy. When the show is serious, like in episode 4, it's surprisingly effective. Masquerade actually handled Angel's abuse with some weight, minus the great fetish storyboard chase. It gave me hope we'd see real growth, but instead of showing that growth, Season 2 rushes everything. Episode 3 gives us Charlie making one of her dumbest decisions ever, Angel's tragic backstory, implications of abuse and homophobia, and then the twist that Angel Dust is a mind-controlled spy for Box. The twist could have been cool if the show had set it up properly, but as is, it feels like it drops in from nowhere, which matches the vibe of the whole season. Scattered. The positives, guys, there are some. I don't want this review to be a negativity fest, because there are things Hazbin Hotel does well. The show went from a YouTube pilot to an Amazon Prime series. That's huge. The concept of redemption in hell is genuinely fascinating, even if the show doesn't explore it. The art style is vibrant, expressive, and instantly recognizable. The voice acting, especially the Broadway talent, is strong across the board. The musical numbers, while not for everyone, are polished and fun if you enjoy Broadway-style songs. The potential is massive, and that's why the flaws hurt so much. My final thoughts: Hazbin Hotel is an easy punching bag for a lot of people for its pacing issues, excessive swearing, confusing world building, and identity crisis over whether it wants to be serious or edgy comedy. But despite all that, I still like the show. Mostly. There's so much that could have been incredible. Instead, we got a goofy, messy series that focused more on hiring big Broadway names than giving the plot room to breathe it. Would I recommend it? If you like dark humor, musicals, energetic animation, and edgy the mist, yes, absolutely. If you don't vibe with Vaggie Pop's humor or can't stand constant musical numbers, probably not. And that's all we've got for today. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. And Niffy is the best girl you can fight, mate. Wait, I forgot to mention what Abel, Loot, Sir Pentious did for Season 2, which in hindsight really shows how much they mattered in this season, which was little to none. And Gravity was a great song op. I think that was it for this video. You know what to do if you like this video or channel, and have a good day. Oh, and look at what I found. I got nothing to say, just look at this. Just look at this. Anyway, bye.